Well, ladies and gentlemen, Nebraska 1, Ebola 0.
Thanks, team. You can come take your seats in the back now if you like.
Good morning. I am so happy to be here with all of you today on the occasion of my release from the hospital. First and foremost, I need to acknowledge the grace of God in my life since I became ill with the Ebola virus on August 29th. Literally thousands of people here and around the nation, even around the world, have been praying for me, and those prayers have been answered. Ever since I committed my life to Jesus as a young man, he has loved me, stood beside me, and given me his grace. But the outpouring of grace that I have experienced during my fight with Ebola has been especially generous. I would like to thank Dr. Jerry Brown, Dr. John Fankhauser, and the entire team at ELWA Hospital who cared for me during my first few days of illness in Liberia. I would also like to thank my mission, SIM, the CDC, the US State Department, the flight crew, and the ambulance team, which got me here to Nebraska Medical Center. I would like to acknowledge my medical team of Dr. Smith, Dr. Hewlett, Dr. Florescu, and their infectious disease team, along with Dr. Sullivan and the critical care team, and the entire nursing and respiratory therapy staff of the Biocontainment Unit. God has used you to restore my life to me. I am so grateful. On behalf of my family, on behalf of our mission, SIM, on behalf of myself, thank you so much. And you know, you all have made me feel so welcome here that I am now an official lifetime Huskers fan. Go Big Red! I wanted to wear my Huskers shirt to this event, but I was told it was not appropriate. By my wife. I appreciate Dr. Kent Brantley, my dear colleague and friend, for his willingness to come all the way here to donate his plasma to help in my recovery. I also appreciate our colleagues in SIM, the Elphics, and the Deckers who came to be with my wife during the first few weeks of my hospitalization. Finally, I want to acknowledge the loyal and unfailing support of my family, including my 3 sons who are here, my brothers, my extended family, and especially my sweetheart of 29 years, Debbie. I would like to request a continued outpouring of prayer and practical help for the people of West Africa. Though my crisis has reached a successful end here, unfortunately, the Ebola crisis continues to spin out of control. SIM, the mission organization I am working with, is working hard to keep ELWA Hospital open as one of very few facilities operating in the capital at this time. ELWA collaborates with the Liberian Ministry of Health in running a 50-bed Ebola treatment unit. In addition, ELWA provides power and water to the 400-bed Ebola treatment unit, which SIM runs on our campus. MSF runs on our campus. And ELWA needs more resources to keep these utilities going to support these 2 treatment units. Finally, ELWA Radio provides public education, encouragement, and information to the general public about Ebola every day over FM radio. So please continue to join us in prayer and in providing resources to the people of Liberia and also the people of Sierra Leone and Guinea. In conclusion, the CDC has declared me safe and free of virus. Thank God, I love you all. I feel great, except that I am extremely weak. Like, I have a little exercise bike that the physical therapy people and others managed to bring into my room. And I can do, well, now I'm up to 5 minutes on that exercise bike. But I initially started out with more, and then I'd be dead the next day, and I'd have to stop. So then I had to come all the way down to about 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, and now I'm gradually building up, and now I'm at 5 minutes. And, but that tires me out. So, you know, I just have no reserve, no energy. I'm very, very weak. But, you know, but for routine, sitting around talking, even walking around, I feel great. But anything that requires strength, whew.
Doctor, can you describe your ordeal for the past 3 weeks? What's it been like?
Well, I have to tell you, you know, I started out with a fever. I observed myself, kind of locked myself in my little upstairs room at ELWA for about 3 days. And when I continued to have a fever on the 3rd day, they decided to go ahead and run my Ebola test. CDC has a mobile lab right on our compound, which was very, very, very helpful and gave us quick results by the end of the day on my 3rd day of illness. And those results were positive for Ebola, which is negative for me. You know, I was not, other than the fever, I did not really start feeling ill until probably day 4. But you know, the State Department and the CDC and our mission cooperated so well together. I was booked on a flight on Thursday. And the day I started feeling ill was really Tuesday. I was up in our ELWA treatment unit for 3 days. And then they had me on a plane headed here on day 6 of my illness. I would say honestly, I never felt like I was horribly, deathly ill. Everything was handled so quickly. I was here on day 6. I was receiving medications. I was receiving plasma from my friend Dr. Brantley. And I think I really, you know, I was quite ill for my first 3 or 4 days here. I was quite sick. And I know Dr. Sullivan could tell you more about how they wrestled with my, my numbers to try and get things lined up straight instead of all upside down. But I never felt like I was not going to make it. I mean, the care was so excellent, so speedy, so prompt, that I really, I mean, I'm just thanking God for that. But I really never got to a stage where I said, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. I did say, wow, Nebraska. Who made that decision? And I actually was told it was the State Department. I don't know if that's true or if, but I was told it was the State Department. But, you know, hey, once I heard about it, I was like, cool.
I've never been to Nebraska.
Nebraska. I've never been to Nebraska. I mean, you know, I was okay. I knew that.
I've never been to Nebraska.
I knew that, you know, I knew that there were several facilities and that they were all fully competent to do this work. So I wasn't worried. And frankly, I think the care was excellent. So my friend Dr. Brantley communicated with me about a week ago and let me know in no uncertain terms that this was not going to be a very quick recovery. So I think I have to take things 1 day and 1 week at a time. If you ask Debbie, she'll probably tell you, oh yeah, he'll be back in Liberia. So I'm certainly not ruling it out. I lived there for 15 years, from 1995 till 2010. I really view Liberia as my second home. So I think the odds that I'll end up back there are pretty high. You know, I have to say the staff, you know, they're not only terrific medically, as the fact that I survived this tells you, but they are awesome in bedside nursing and patient care and engaging people and connecting with people. Oh my goodness. people brought me food, people brought me my Huskers t-shirt, people brought me nachos to watch the game. I ate runzas for lunch this week. My goodness, and they, just everybody pitched in with either a story or a favorite song or something to keep me entertained. I have to say, I really was not too stir crazy. Plus, we had these excellent video connections, so that whenever I wanted to, I could talk with my family on a video phone. I mean, of course, 3.5 weeks in a hospital, you're going to be a little stir crazy, but it really was not bad because of my blue team out there. Go team! Well, I think the big change that's going on right now in West Africa, which is good, and I just hope it continues to happen, is that more and more people are realizing that if they will get into care, they probably have close to a 50-50 chance at least. Now that's not terrific, but it's way better than if people stay home and don't get any care. So we're seeing that now as unfortunately the numbers are going up as the capacity improves. So the capacity of treatment centers is going up, but the number of people coming for that treatment is also going up. So they continue to be full, but at least more and more people are getting into treatment, and more people are coming out. And people in West Africa are seeing that people are coming out of the treatment units well, going home, being functional, and that's giving them courage and the idea that, well, gosh, if I get sick, I ought to go and get treatment. And that's really the key, is early, intensive, supportive care. I mean, that's the main thing that we can do, in West Africa. But that can raise the survival rate from as low as 10 or 20% up to very close to 50%. So every health facility in Liberia, for instance, lost multiple healthcare workers during July when the crisis really ramped up. And obviously, when you have seen your colleagues get ill and some of them die from Ebola, it makes it hard for you to want to go back to work and put yourself at risk. So these are huge issues. I think what it points out is actually the urgency of a vaccine. I think if we could get if we can get a vaccine going, especially to target healthcare workers, that would be huge in terms of its impact. I know it's a few months off in terms of actually getting it going, but I think when that comes around, that's going to have a huge impact on the manpower issues.
The CDC requires 2 consecutive blood samples 24 hours apart, which we got on Sunday and Monday. We also had, as a bonus, we had a third one from Friday that we sent that was negative. So you get an extra credit on the test, Rick.
Okay, we're adjourned. Thank you very much.